President Biden's campaign team says he raised over $42 million last month and kicked off his month with $130 million of cash on hand. That also includes money raised through the Democratic National Committee. Nikki Haley is going after former President Trump's approach to foreign policy. She says Trump doesn't understand how much is at stake following his reaction to the death of Russian opposition leader Alexey Navalny. Caitlin Huey-Burns is in Columbia, South Carolina, where a key Republican primary is coming up on Saturday. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, just 4 days to go to the primary here. And Nikki Haley is going after Donald Trump on foreign policy, on Russia, on Vladimir Putin. She was his former UN ambassador, so that's notable. But she is behind significantly by more than 30 points here in her home state with just a few days to try and narrow that gap.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is barnstorming her home state and blasting former President Donald Trump on foreign policy.
He's going to side with a dictator who kills his political opponents.
In his first direct comments about the death of Russian opposition leader Alexey Navalny, Trump made no mention of Russian President Vladimir Putin in a social media post. Instead, he compared it to his own legal troubles, writing, "We are a nation in decline."
Are you concerned that he is provoking Russia further?
I don't understand why Trump gets weak in the knees when it comes to Putin. He does it over and over again. Why did it take him so long to even mention Navalny's name? All we hear from Donald Trump is about his court cases, about himself, and about how all this affects him.
Ahead of Saturday's primary, Haley trails Trump by more than 30 points, but she's vowing to stay in the race through Super Tuesday.
To your supporters who want to see you get to the nomination, how exactly do you get there?
One state at a time. If I were to get out of the race now, it would be the longest general election in history. And you would have every person talking about the fact that they don't want a Trump-Biden rematch. We're giving them a choice.
But voters like Michael Jones say he's happy to choose Trump.
Trump's the greatest president we've ever had. She has no shot in her home state.
And if Donald Trump were to win South Carolina, as he is projected to do, or likely to do, I should say, it would be his fourth state victory in a row, putting him further ahead in the delegate count. Now, it's going to be a busy day here in South Carolina today. Both Nikki Haley and Donald Trump are here campaigning in the same area, actually. Donald Trump with a town hall this afternoon, and Nikki Haley is set to deliver a speech on the state of the race, though she's defying the calls to drop out. Anne-Marie?
All right, so let's talk about these two events that are going to be happening tonight in the very same area. Do primary voters care about foreign policy? Because I'm sure Nikki Haley's probably going to hit Donald Trump on some of the things that he said about foreign policy and Russia. And are we likely to hear sort of different? We're going to hear different messaging from the two candidates.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, this is a really heavy military state. So traditionally, this may be something that appeals to voters here, and especially Haley has been, really leaning into comments Donald Trump has made about her husband who is deployed. But honestly, those attacks that she's been making against Donald Trump just haven't penetrated through. When you look at the polling, she's significantly behind him. But Anne-Marie, there's a new poll out today by Suffolk University USA Today that shows Donald Trump with a commanding lead, 35 points, but also they took a look at military families, and Donald Trump has over a 30-point lead among military families as well. And that person that we heard from in my piece earlier, he said he was a veteran too, and that those comments had no effect. He was sticking by Trump.
So then, you gotta wonder if Nikki Haley loses South Carolina, her home state, she's going to be 50 delegates behind Trump. Obviously the funding is still there for her. She still has people who are willing to foot the bill. But what does she gain from staying in the race at this point?
Yeah, traditionally it's embarrassing politically to lose your home state, and she insists on sticking it through at least through Super Tuesday. There are a lot of states up for grabs there, and some have open primaries. But what's significant here is that delegate count. And I asked Nikki Haley yesterday, what states exactly can you win? and she wouldn't answer, saying that she's taking it state by state. The path, of course, is extremely narrow and unlikely, especially given Trump's hold on the Republican Party base, but also the way in which he's been able to shore up support at the state party level, and that's played through over the course of these primaries.
All right, it should be interesting. Caitlin, thank you.
Thank you.